Today I would like to demonstrate how to fabricate a fuel or hydraulic line out of 5052 tubing, and to do that I'm going to be showing some footage from when I did the fuel lines that extend from the fuel tank through the end of the wing on my Bearhawk Companion behind me here. So just as a quick reminder, I'm not really teaching anyone how to do aircraft maintenance. I'm demonstrating what I'm doing on my Bearhawk Companion, which very well could be incorrect down the road if something changes in Advisory Circular 4313. 5052 aluminum alloy tubing can be used in both fuel and brake lines with applications up to low and medium pressure hydraulic systems. This tubing withstands higher pressures than 3003 tubing due to the magnesium and chromium mixed into the alloy. It is usable up to 1500 psi and corrosion resistant, weldable, and easy to manipulate into complex shapes. A pipe or tubing cutter will easily allow you to cut the tubing to the size required for your fluid line. After cutting, make sure to deburr any cuts made to prevent fitting failure. Alright, so once you've got your tubing selected and cut to the right length, you'll need a flaring tool. This is the one that I have. Aircraft Spruce provided me with this tool for my build as well as to do these videos that we are looking at. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have the correct size for the tubing that you're going to be working with. So on this tool you can see that there's a 1/4 inch on either side on these dies that hold the tubing, and this will go all the way up to like 3/4 of an inch. And you want to start by making sure that that is correctly selected. I'll loosen this and open it, and you just do that by turning the die, and then from there you can get started by preloading your hardware onto the line and then actually using this flaring tool. Aviation flaring tools flare at 37 degrees and are not compatible with automotive flare components. Those are designed for a 45-degree flaring. AN fittings will comprise of a sleeve and nut. The sleeve will be an AN 819 with a dash number representing the size, and the nut will be designated an AN 818 with the same dash for a given size of tubing. Application of lubricants such as a light film of engine oil can assist in tube flaring, especially on large diameter tubing. From the end to be flared, install the nut with the threads facing to the end to be flared. Then the sleeve small side first. If done correctly, the sleeve should be able to slide through the nut slightly with the threads facing the side of the end to be flared. Insert the tube into the flaring tool, leaving enough material, roughly the thickness of a penny, to form the flare. Clamp it down with the wing nut and tighten the flaring tool. The handle will bottom out, but do not bear down and apply additional pressure, as this may damage the tubing, tool, or both. Remove the tube and clean off any residual oil, and inspect the flare for cracks, nicks, or debris. The nut should slide smoothly over the flare, and the sleeve should support even with the edge of the flare on a properly flared fitting. These fuel lines are relatively easy to manufacture because they are a straight shot from the tanks to the unions there at the end of the wing. But there are obviously complex fuel lines that have to be fabricated and mounted in place. And when you do that, you really would benefit from a bending tool. Here's an example of a bending tool. Again, this one came from Aircraft Spruce, and this would allow you to bend up to 90 degrees without putting any kinks or creases in there. And it has 3 different types of tubing. If you're interested in seeing me use this, once I start fabricating the fuel lines into the fuselage behind me here, I am going to have to use this tool to bend some fuel lines into place. And there's some other tips and tricks that I'm going to be doing that will make your life a lot easier when it comes to actually fabricating fuel lines rather than just focusing on the fittings. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully this was entertaining, enjoyable, and informative, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.